Hello Pisces, and welcome to your energy forecast for the week beginning the 17th of April 2017. You are the last one today on these roundups. So let's see what we've got. We have a 2 and a 3. So two in the major arcana can refer to the High Priestess. So it can be pinpointing us to be in touch with our intuition and be aware that secrets and there may be secrets around us at the minute. We may not have the truth on a situation, but it does talk very much about being in touch with our intuition. The threes talk about the Empress and being feeling in our element. Feeling in our power, feeling nurturing, motherly, family orientated, but quite authoritative, knowing our worth. On the second house is ruled by Taurus. There may be a Taurian around us at the minute. It can also refer to as moving into Taurus's solar sign on Wednesday and moving into the solar, the earthly energy and grounded energy of Taurus by the end of the week. The third house is ruled by Gemini, so there could be a Gemini around us at the minute. The second house does talk to our money and earned income. It talks to our material goods, our self-worth, our attitude to money, our physical security, our values and our possessions. So we could be assessing any of them things this week. The third house is ruled by Gemini, and it controls the communication, travel, transportation, neighbours, siblings and self-expression. So maybe it's the self-expression or one of them areas that we're focused on this week. When we bring the two together, that brings us to the 5, and the 5th energy in the major arcana is the Hierophant, and that refers to the Taurus. The Hierophant talks about following traditions, long-standing, lifelong beliefs. It does talk of the church. It does talk of marriages, ceremonies, partnerships, making partnerships legal. It talks of business partnerships too. Friendships, and maybe there's coming together of something this week along them lines. And it could be something very traditional. It could be the total opposite and being totally opposite to the traditions or the belief systems that we've had in the past. Again, 5 talks of Taurus, and maybe it is just an indication of settling into the Taurian energy that is around at the moment, that we're coming into. So can I have the second card for the first die, please? And we have the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands is a fire energy, so it could be Leo, Sagittarius or Aries around us at the moment. We are still in Leo energy, Aries energy, for a few days, the beginning of the week. So we could still have a lot of passionate ambitions going off at the minute. But he's very practical, this guy. He sees a practical approach. It can be very fast, swift, moving in and out. Wands are a swift energy. It can be very creative. It can be about our creative pursuits. And he's paired with the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords talks about moving from hard times into a lot easier times. So are we having a practical approach to moving away from hard situations, realising what is important and only moving up forward with what is important. And we need the 5th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Knight of Pentacles is our connecting card. Right, so the Ace of Wands is sat on a 2. And 2s can talk of partnerships, the coming together of 2 units to make a unity. And we have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands, as I say, could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. He talks of practicality. He talks of energy, he talks of vitality, he talks of creativity, he talks of power, he talks of wisdom, he talks of a lot of passion, freedom, and a certain amount of openness. This card does advise us to look at our passions, explore our passions, and look to unconventional people or new places. He is an inspirational leader. He's self-motivated. He's an entrepreneur. He's dynamic and open-minded. You'll know what he's thinking as he shows his feelings, but he may not always say it. And travel's important to him. He's connected to many people from many different backgrounds. And if we're looking at this as your energy, Pisces, for this week, it talks about finding practical solutions to problems. And it can see of a period of seeing networks of friends and professional contacts actually growing. So maybe this is another person that's coming in this week, or another person that's influential to you this week. Or we need to be in this passionate energy and look at life from the King of Wands perspective. It's coupled with the Six of Swords. Now, there's not many sword cards that actually are of a beneficial nature, but I do think this one is. It's probably one of my favourite cards in the deck, to be honest. I think, because as I say, 9 out of the 10 sword cards you don't really want as an energy. But the Six of Swords is a time when we've realised we've put ourselves through the ringer. We've ended up with these 6 swords stuck in us, and, half of them we don't need. So it's about journeys again, about moving on from a situation, not necessarily moving, though it could be, but it's moving on from a situation. There can be talks of emigration with this card, or finding a safe haven. It's all about finding peace and resolution to a situation and finding protection, a place where we feel safer. It's time to pick up what we need, what's important, and move to a calmer place. The upheavals have been suffered, and the conflict and the uncertainty recently, it's now past. It's time to take a physical journey, and it could be over water, it could be a physical, emotional journey into ourselves, to see the truth and moving on in a positive way. New work could be on the horizon when this card comes up, but it is a card of protection and to prioritise what's important to you. It's about leaving behind the people or situations that no longer serve. And that is paired with the 3, which is growth and expansion. So maybe we are growing and expanding this week in that area of realising what is good for us, what is in our best interests as we move forward this week. And they are brought together by the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, out of all the Knights, is the only one that does actually make it all the way to becoming the king. He takes sure, steady, slow steps. He thinks about, he plans his approach, he plans his next step, he makes sure it's on a good foundation before he puts all his weight down on it, but he does make it all the way. So whatever pursuits, it could be a creative pursuit that we're on with, or even if it is just the realisation that we have to lay things down and walk away from certain things or certain aspects in our life. If we approach it right, we can do this. He's slow and steady this night. It can refer to the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo, but not necessarily. It can talk to any other sign. If it is another person that's coming in, it can talk to any other sign, but they're coming in that earthly element. He's loyal and trustworthy. And he is usually making an offer that can be taken seriously. He often appears in readings to show business investments, projects. We could be here with business investments, career, or a creative endeavour. But he shows good future potential in these areas. If you're looking for property at this time, when he arrives, he does seem to find the perfect property for you. This is when we find that perfect home. And also when he does arrive, it's time to make a serious decision about long-term future plans when this card comes up. So are we passionate about something? We know we only take forward what we need. And it's about looking at making long-term plans this week. What things are coming in that we could keep for the long term. And being practical about it. Looking at the practicality of what energy is being offered to us this week. 3 clarifiers just from the mini tarot of the mermaids. And we have the King of Wands again, so we've just duplicated that card. So there's more emphasis. There could be a creative endeavour that we're wanting to move forward on. It could be a passion. We could have a passionate meeting with somebody. It could be very much a fire sign. And I would say, yeah, creativity was... Yeah, so the King of Wands again. And he is paired with the Seven of Wands and the Chariot. Now, the Seven of Wands... The Seven of Wands, I always find a funny card, to be honest. We have a lot of flurry and communication and movement with the 8. The 5s, we've got conflict. I don't know why I went to the 5, actually. But the 6 is the success. The 8 is things moving fastly. And the 7s is, I need to fight. And it's fighting for a certain relationship. Or to protect your integrity. It's coming across direct resilience and resistance to plans. So maybe this fire sign is the resilience to the plans that you have. You might find yourself speaking up on behalf of your own integrity, intentions and beliefs, but you could be doing that for somebody else too. It could be a dispute over territory with this card. But we could be defending ourselves against the King of Wands. Or we could be defending the King of Wands in a situation. With the Six of Swords being at the side here, and this card being about laying things down and walking away from things that no longer serve us, I do think that the King of Wands is showing up as the conflict, someone opposing our plans, a realization to put that situation or that person or their input to one side. Doesn't mean you have to get rid of them. Look at their input. You can listen to their input. But if it doesn't serve you, defend and stand your ground. And the last card is the Chariot, which talks all about moving forward. The Chariot can talk to a Cancerian too, so there could be a Cancer around at the minute. But the Chariot talks about having all your ducks in the row so you can move forward in a good, solid, straight path. Taking slow and steady baby steps along the way on a secure footing means we will get there to the ultimate goal. Fire energies talk about passions. There could be a passionate debate here at some point with somebody. Or, there's a debate that fuels your passions and you find you're defending yourself. But apart from that, I don't see any negativity really with this King of Wands. There could be a scenario where we're choosing between a younger Pentacle, a younger Earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo, and a King of Wands, a maturer fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. But somewhere along the line, I think we're defending ourselves, our beliefs, or defending this King of Wands. And being in a good alignment to move forward, which, for how slow he does actually move, this Pentacle guy, Knight, keeps on moving and making slow and steady progress to his goals and his desires. The King of Wands could appear just to say we are practical about how we're looking at the things we carry, the burdens we carry, the words of others, how we speak to others, and we're utilising it very well in moving on to the next phase of our journey by being practical about it. The practicality of defending ourselves or our beliefs gives us the opportunity to move forward, and the movement forward is slow and steady and secure and set on a good foundation, and very, very likely to be able to take us right through to the end of the goal and the completion of a project. So I would say, Pisces, they're actually good cards for this week's reading. If there is anything that you want to look into more, your own intuition's been inspired, as always, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Until then, I hope you have a great week. See you next time. Bye.